Hey there guys, Diogo here, and today I have some FIFA 11 gameplay for you, in which I'm going to be discussing my first impressions on the game. I got this game about a week ago, and decided to make a first impressions video to let you guys know what my opinion is. So I'm going to be discussing some good and bad things about the game, my overall at the end. Anyway, I just want to start off with something bad I don't agree with in this game, which is what's about to happen right now. Kaka gets the ball, Ramos goes through him, Naves goes through him, ball goes through the keeper. This is something that has been occurring in FIFA 9, FIFA 10, FIFA 11. It happens to me quite often. It looks like my players just ignore the ball or just like run through the player and not manage to get the ball, or just stick out a leg or something to get out the ball. I think that could be improved. That players should be able to like run up to him, take the ball off him, and not just run straight through him and kind of like let him go through. But anyway, let's move on. One feature I don't dislike, which they've added new to FIFA 10 and FIFA 11, which is battle for possession. In my opinion, that is it's a bad feature they added to the game. I think they removed a lot of pace from the game. What battle for possession is that if there's a 50-50 chance of the ball, for example, two players are running side by side, the ball's ahead of them, they'll both just be like barring each other out and holding each other off and grabbing each other to see who's strongest and who can battle for the ball, basically. In my opinion, that is a bad feature because fast players get caught up and get slowed down because of this battle for possession feature. I think that could be improved. For example, faster players should be able to, you know, outpace stronger players, even if they're being held up or something, or if they're not be able to outpace them, then a foul should be given or something in that genre. Gonna move on to the next topic, which is passing. Passing for me is not like FIFA 9 or FIFA 10. You could easily be able to do 1-2 passing, just quick tap X around the pitch. You just get from one end to the other. You can't do that anymore. From one side of it, it is actually pretty good because people just used to one touch their way all the way to the other goal and then get up to the defense 1-2 and then just score an easy goal, and you basically couldn't do anything about it. I think that's good that they removed that, but something they need to improve on is at the moment the air balls and the lob balls and the lob through balls are, at the moment, they are very overpowered. It's like the defense can't handle it. Anything in the air, the defense just simply can't handle. Here, just to recap on that, here there was a clip there. Villa is faster than Juan, who is the Barcelona centre back. Sorry, Brazil centre back, but he wasn't able to get there because Juan was obviously grabbing him. So that's the point I'm trying to make there, is that Villa was faster than him. He should be able to outpace him and get that ball. But anyway, back to passing. With passing, I see in this game that passing sometimes doesn't go where you want. Well, most of the times, more frequently than FIFA 9 and FIFA 10, the passing doesn't go where you want. Like, you could be quickly tapping next thing you know, like a good player with high short passing ability or high passing ability just does a really poor pass. For me, it just seems pointless and random. Like, you could be doing like 5 good passes. That player could have done 5 good passes. Then when he gets to a very easy pass, he just flops on it. And that for me just seems a bit random. But anyway, a couple of things else I've noted here is some skills. For me, skills in this game are a bit overpowered. Overpowered in the sense of like, you can't do anything about the skills. How can I compare this to? If anyone's ever played FIFA Street, is when you're getting skilled, basically your player just like stands still and takes it. It's like you can block beforehand, but while he's doing the skill, you can't do anything about that. I think, in my opinion, that's a bit bad and could be improved by EA to fix that up. Because otherwise players just do start rotating the dynamic stick and just randomly just in any direction, and they just get past you quite easily. Another problem I have with skills is that in the arena I can do all the skills. I can master all the skills. I do the skills first time and stuff like that. But when it gets to the match and I try to do the skills, it's like they don't work for me. It's like they don't want to work. I do skills with players like Ronaldo and Villa, but like I just press the buttons, do the right movements. It's like nothing happens. It's like they just don't want to do it. But anyway, no. Oh, sorry. But another thing about skills as well that I've noted down here is that skills they're easily done against me. I could be like, you know, running towards a player and he just rotates the stick randomly and he just gets like the best skill you could possibly imagine for that situation. He manages to get it off on me, and when I do that, I never manage to get any skills, even the basics. Just like sometimes a ball roll, or even just like a simple step over is hard for me to do. Anyway, so I'm gonna move back on to some slide tackles. I think slide tackles have been improved, and to a certain extent, that you can now there's now more variety of slide tackles. You can now get to places which you couldn't be able to get before. Like for example, a player is running in front of you, you're running behind them, you can slide tackle and get the ball from behind them. That's a new feature I quite like on FIFA 11. They enhanced that a bit. But on the other hand, slide tackles, they're very short and they're not appropriate for some situations. So the game incorporates slide tackles randomly, in my opinion. So they don't do a slide tackle adequate for that situation. It's just like a random, like one slide tackle you'll slide tackle straight, another slide tackle he'll kind of like curl his leg to try and slide tackle you, another slide tackle he'll try it from behind, another one he'll just flop, maybe another one he won't even get off his feet. But another thing with the slide tackles as well, they are quite pointless, to be honest with you. In career mode and online, I do find that some of them are quite pointless, because unless the player you're tackling actually falls to the ground, the slide tackle is like there's no point of using the slide tackle, because by the time you take the slide tackle and then get back up, the other player you've just tackled has regained the ball and has just gone past you. But anyway, actually no, hold on, I got one more thing I want to talk about in the bad section is players below 80. And what I've seen in this game is players below 80, it's just basically useless. Useless, yeah. I've been playing career mode with Porto. Porto is the team I support. Porto is the team I like. I've been playing with them. It just seems that 3 passes together, 4 passes together is asking too much from them. I think players like, for example, Hulk, he's about 82. His pace is not that great, and in real life he is quite of a monster in size and in pace. Players like Falcao as well up front. In real life he finishes lots of situations. In the game he just seems like not good enough. He's just underrated, in my opinion. Anyway, just to close up the bad section here, I'm just gonna finish off with a couple of things that I think FIFA forgets to include, which is directional button support. So I'll come from PS2, from FIFA 8, FIFA 06, FIFA 07. There I used all directional buttons and transaction in between FIFA 9, FIFA 10, FIFA 11. I find directional buttons quite hard to use. I find that EA doesn't support people that use directional buttons. I think that should be included in the game. Like tactics, I can't use tactics because of my directional buttons. Anyway, another thing I think was bad in FIFA, it was pre-released. Not pre-released, sorry. It was prematurely released. That's what I meant to say. And that there's a lot of bugs, there's a lot of glitches, there's lots of stuff that needs to be fixed in the game. Alright, let me just move on to the good. Finish up on the good. I'm running out on time here. On the good things about the game, I think that they've improved on long shots. I think they've done well. They've made long shots harder. They've made it as like you can't just belt one in from like 50 yards out, which I think is good. But on the other hand, it does bring me a bit of doubts. Is like because when people score from long ranges, It does seem a bit luck based and not skill based, but might just be my opinion. Might be just be you might have a different opinion. But anyways, another good thing they done was penalties. Penalties do take more skill. I think that's well done. And lastly, on my good list, I have the AI. The AI this year is much smarter. Goalkeepers have improved. Players have improved. I think that's good. My overrating for the game, I'll give the game about a 2.5 out of 5. Why? Because they tried to make the game too realistic. I think it's ruining the game. Too much realism in movement, passing, shooting, tackles, stuff like that. It just ruins the game in my opinion. Game was released too early. There's too many bugs. There's too many glitches. There's not much support for the community. There's not much support for people who want to use directional buttons and stuff like that. So that's my first impression on the game of FIFA 11. Stay tuned for more FIFA 11 games, guys.